9:30 p.m. and let me get this mic right. It's 9:30 p.m. and topic of the video is YouTuber me spends his 24th birthday in rehab. Yes, rehab in Sinaloa, in Mexico, Sinaloa. I spent my 21st birthday in rehab. Not just any rehab, the most expensive rehab in uh, in all of Latin America. It's called Oceanica. You guys can look this up. Oceanica. Um, Oceanica is a rehab in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. It's right in front of the beach. It has a pool. It's about $500 a night there or a day. So you guys do the math. I was there for about 35 days in this rehab place. Now, the reason I was sent there is not because I had real problems that I needed to go to rehab or something like this. I had a best friend whose name was Ryan, and we used to rent in the same villa. We used to rent in the same place, but it was like a huge villa in Acapulco, Mexico, overlooking the ocean. And my friend was a real party animal, and by that I mean like he'd bring back like half the club back to our villa, and they'd be partying, doing drugs, drinking, snoring, doing pills, and all this type of stuff. And back in those days, I was training for fights and things like that. Like I had my MMA fight. I was consistently training, so I wasn't always partying. Sometimes I'd go out with them and stuff, or continue the party. Sometimes I'd wake up early in the morning, and there'd be people at my house already, like partying in my living room, the villa living room, and I just, sort of hang out with them, sort of hook up with some girls, sort of party. But I was always disciplined. Like I'd still get up, go to the gym. I still went to bed early, so it wasn't like I really had like a drinking problem or a drug problem or anything like this. I really didn't. I hardly even drank. So one day, Ryan brings a bunch of people back, and that day, there was a bunch of people passed out at the villa. Like he brought half the club back, so there was like girls passed out in the living room. There was girls passed out in the pool. There was just a bunch of party animals passed out everywhere. And basically, my dad showed up like at fucking 9, 10 in the morning or something. I had actually forgot I was supposed to meet up with him, but not because I was partying. I wasn't even partying. I trained hard, went to bed early that day, and I was awake in my room. I just woke up. He shows up asking me, "What the hell is going on? Who are all these people?" And I'm like, "Oh, isn't this beautiful? I don't even know who these people are." And so basically, at that moment, gave me the choice of taking all of my stuff. So my bank card, the key to the safe deposit box at the bank, my car, and he would stop giving me money every month because he was giving me money every month. At the time, I was 20, and so he gave me these choices: it's either this or rehab. So I was kind of forced to go to rehab. Well, I could have chosen to tell him to go f himself and just given up all of that, but I didn't. I chose to go to the rehab place, and my girlfriend at the time kind of misplaced my passport on purpose. Even though I'm Mexican, I have a Dutch passport. I always have two passports, a Mexican and a Dutch. At that moment, I had the Dutch one, and my girlfriend misplaced it, so I couldn't have a freaking ID. Because I didn't have an ID, my dad being a pilot, I just fly for free. I had to take a bus from Acapulco all the way to Sinaloa, which sucked. It took a long time. Um, yeah, so Oceanica, what kind of place is this? Well, it's where everybody goes that's like that has a addiction problem and is like very rich. You also have some Americans that go there, some South Americans, not only Mexicans, and you have everything there from gamblers, people who have bulimia, anorexia, um, alcoholics, of course, drug addicts. So you have all of these different kinds of people in this rehab, but it's like so expensive. It's so expensive. I think at the time it was about 150,000. I think 130, 140, 50,000 pesos for me to go there for 35 days. And I went there in May, and my birthday is in May, so I was 20. I turned 21 there. I was also the youngest one there, guys. I was the youngest one there, and I was thinking to myself, I shouldn't be here because I was there with some fucked up people. I mean, there was one guy, Peralta. I forget his first name, but he's from the Peralta family of Mexico, some of the wealthiest, richest families in Mexico. He was there too. He's an alcoholic, and this guy, man, on the way over there in his private plane, he chose to drink every kind of alcohol there was on the plane as a sort of like a goodbye to his addiction. So he basically got to the rehab drunk as hell, and for some odd reason, this guy thought he'd get like something to drink to cut off his to cut off the hangover, but they didn't give him shit. The guy was screaming and crying in the nursing area because when you first get there, you're in like a nursing area for like a few days. They watch after you to make sure you don't do anything stupid when you first get there. And they call it the detoxing phase of the rehab. And I was there for a few days. I mean, I didn't really have to detox because I wasn't on anything. I wasn't even smoking really back in those days. Like I said, I was smoking and drinking occasionally, like if I went out, but it wasn't like I had a big drinking problem or something like this. Everybody in there did though, and I was the youngest one there and the least messed up person. I mean, I spent most of my time there just training and eating good because they had some good food. But check it out, right over there, when you're in this rehab place, even though it's a luxury place, you do have a roommate. So they put you with two people. The roommates watch each other and shit, and they separate men from women. So you have one hall for men and one hall for women. You have a roommate. You have no television the entire week. You cannot read the news. You cannot read the newspaper because nothing is allowed to distract you while you're there. So you're completely isolated from the outside world. You have no internet. So no internet, no phone, no TV, no news, no newspapers, nothing. Like you're just isolated, and it's like it's away from Mazatlan City. Like it's out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing much else around this rehab. It's just the rehab in front of the beach, and like you feel like you're in an island almost. You're not even allowed to eat hot sauce. They don't have hot sauce. They don't have sugary drinks. So nothing addictive. No Coca Cola. No sugary drinks. No spicy sauces. So all of this stuff you don't get it there. Which I must say, when I left there, I was just craving some freaking tacos with a shitload of hot sauce and a Coca Cola, because you don't get that there. The only day that you're allowed to watch TV there is on Sundays. So on Sundays, we were allowed to watch movies. It was like a movie day. That's the only day that we didn't have to do nothing. We also had some chefs coming in on Sundays cooking really good meat in front of the pool. So we'd have like meat almost the entire day, nonstop ribs, ribeye, pork, chicken, whatever you want, like the best stuff. That was Sundays. The rest of the week, from Monday through Saturday, we'd be going in and out of classes, in and out of rehab meetings, in and out of meetings with therapists, and whatever else not. So it was not like you were not doing nothing. But whenever I had some time off, I'd be kicking under the water at the pool. I'd be running on the beach, and I'd be like hitting the gym hard. I was going to the gym so hard in those days. I went on a diet, and I just got ripped. I got really, really ripped while being in this rehab place. What's up, Ahmed? No, Abdul. What's up, Abdul? How you doing, my brother? Here we are streaming now. So, yeah. And then while I was training there, training hard there, and all of this and that, there was a guy from the Sinaloa cartel there, sort of like a guy who had a rank. I'm not sure what rank he had in the Sinaloa cartel, but he was there, and it was not like it was in secret. Everyone in the rehab place knew he was a drug lord, and he was in my small therapy meeting and in my big therapy meeting, because we had two therapy meetings, a small group and a big group. So he was in both of my therapy meetings, and so he would straight up like say it. He wouldn't even try to hide it. He'd say like, that he did feel bad for making a living by poisoning people and things like this, things of this nature. Really gentleman type of guy. Dressed really nice, a lot of Armani, Versace, and shit. Really polite, a lot of manners. Never heard him curse once. But he saw me training a lot. He saw me kicking and training and doing all this crazy shit in the gym. And he saw my discipline, and we were in the same meetings together, so we talked a lot together. We talked a lot, and I already had some experience with security, not much, only 2 years experience I had doing security work. in Mexico. No, about a year, a little bit less, like a year, year and a half. I've done some bodyguard work, some private security work. I stood at a door. I had my MMA fight, so even though I was 20, 21, I did have some experience already with security work and all this kind of shit. And basically, this guy was asking me if I wanted to work for him. So, when we get out of here, you should work for me. Make some good money, this, that. And, I had no intention of working with him. I was just like, yeah, well, that sounds good. I said, And then when the family day came, the family day for the rehab, we have like a family weekend where your family's allowed to come. In this case, my dad came with his wife, my ex stepmom, and she's a widow now. My dad passed away, but basically they came and they came to the family meeting, to the family weekend, and I basically just told them about this Sinaloa cartel guy offering me work. And what struck me really about my dad, and I made a video recently called "Is My Dad a Narco Pilot or Was My Dad a Narco Pilot?" If you haven't seen it, go to my other live streams. I streamed for like 5, 6 hours. Only that video's on members only now. It'll be on open on the 1st of January again. I'm also gonna make some parts of that video, different parts. But that said, I told him about it, and his answer was that I should get in touch with some of my cop friends in Acapulco, maybe have pulled them too, and to remember that killing the first person is the hardest thing. After you kill the first person, the rest are easy. This was literally his response to me saying I was getting offered work by a cartel guy in the rehab place. Yeah, just put me in. So you gotta wonder, why would my dad put me in a rehab in Sinaloa, Mazatlan, out of all places there? Why are there out of all places? And then I gotta wonder a lot of things. Did he really pay for it? Did somebody else pay for it? Did he get a discount? Is that just like, why there? Out of all places, why there? I mean, it's not like there isn't plenty of other places he could have sent me being a pilot. I could have gone to a rehab in the United States. I could have gone to a rehab in Europe. I could have gone to a rehab somewhere nearby to where I lived. But my dad insisted on sending me to the best rehab, and what a coincidence that it just happens to be in Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Mexico. So, um, yeah, I was there for 35 days. I made sure that I did everything I had to do because it's like standard. Everybody's there 35 days. Unless they see that you need to stay there longer, they will suggest for you to stay longer, and then you have to pay more, of course. But with me, that wasn't the case. I behaved. I kept to myself. I just kept training. At some point, one of my therapists was trying to get me to stop training willingly because they cannot make you stop training. But he started to tell me that I was replacing my alcoholism addiction because they were saying that I was an alcoholic just because I drank maybe once every 2 weeks or once every week. So according to rehab, if you have a drinking pattern, even if it's only once a week or once every 2 weeks, even if it's once a month, so even if you're only drinking 12 times a year, once a month, according to like rehab and 21 steps, you're considered an alcoholic. So I was like, this is some bullshit. I don't even like drinking. I mean, I do it because everyone else does it, and just once in a while, I like going out. But I mean, I was never really into drinking, so like all this stuff so didn't apply to me. But in order to not get kicked out of my house, in order to not lose my credit card, my car, my place to stay, I decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this rehab thing. Act like I belong here. Just answer their stupid questions. But when this guy was trying to get me to stop training, talking about I'm replacing one addiction with my training addiction, I was like, bro, I was training before I ever even touched beer. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not gonna stop training just because I'm getting ripped and looking good, and you don't like it. It's like, no, that's not what it is. I'm your therapist. I'm like, I think that's exactly what it is. I see you're a hating ass face the way you look at me, dude. Go fuck yourself. I didn't say it with these many words, but yeah, and I couldn't stand being locked up there. Like I had two excuses to leave. I went out once because I told them I cannot see anything in the classes. I need glasses, and so they took me out to an optician in the city with bodyguards and everything. Because that's how they roll over there when they have their own security. So they have the drivers. So you go with a driver, with a manager from the place, and with security. They drive you to wherever you need to have done in the city, but mostly you're not supposed to leave. But I looked into how you could leave only for medical things or things like this, like necessities. So I was like, I need glasses. So we went out, got my eyes checked, bought a pair of glasses, ordered them, went back, and like the next day or the day after that, I got to leave a second day to go pick them up. And then at some point, they had this voluntary thing where you were allowed to do some meetings outside of the rehab place. So that you also had to leave the rehab. So in total, while I was there, I left 3 times, which which was nice. You know, I freaking hated being locked in there all day. The only thing I really liked about that place is like the food and the training. The pool was nice, the weather was nice, the food was good, the gym was nice. I didn't even miss having a phone or having internet or anything like this. I didn't even care. Or not having no TV. I mean, just watching movies once every Sunday was enough for me. But I was like locked up. And then I turned 21 there, which was the fucking thing. Like, nobody knew it was my birthday there. I didn't tell anybody. My dad didn't even bother calling me. It's almost like he forgot. My mom couldn't get a hold of me. She was in LA. So I spent my 21st birthday there just like any other day in rehab. So, well, most people spend their birthdays, like partying and shit like that. I had to spend my 21st birthday in rehab. And it's not like I was missing out on anything. I mean, even though I grew up in LA, it's not like even though I grew up in LA, it's not like I was waiting to turn 21 to go party. I had in Mexico, you could everyone parties from a young age or even below 18. So I was not really busy with this. Turning 21 kind of doesn't mean shit in Mexico. Like it's not any different from being 18. So yeah. Um, any questions, guys? Just ask. I'm gonna read the comments now. Abdul says, and also I know the three main what women need is number one financial, number two emotional, and number three desires. Number one financial, number two emotional, number three desires. You forgot the most important one, man. Security. A woman has to feel safe around you. If she doesn't feel safe around you, you can forget about all the other ones. And safe is a big word, right? I mean, safety, security is a big, broad word. You could bring up many different things when it comes to safety and security, but this might be the most important one, my dude. More than financial, more than emotional, and more than desires. I mean, attraction starts with looks, but after that, dude, I mean, a big one is security, and financial is within security. Being able to protect her physically from a threat is within security. Just her being able to feel safe around you, that you're not gonna mistreat her or hurt her or whatever, is also a sense of security. So security is very important when it comes to anything, not just relationships, life in general, man. First rule of life is don't die, right? So again, we go back to the same thing. Fucking security. Security is important, guys. Yeah, but super important. Like a lot of people don't get that. In some countries, that's the most important thing. See, like if you're in Europe, for example, like Holland, where I'm at now, or America, or like these countries where you can call the police and the police will be there for you. In these countries, women care a little bit less about safety. But as soon as you're somewhere like Mexico, Colombia, countries where if shit hits the fan and you don't have a man with you that can defend you, shit might really hit the fan for you. In these countries, the necessity for security is higher, not just in relationships, also for businesses. Like in Mexico, for example, if your business doesn't have a security guard, you don't get paid if they rob the fucking place, or if you get killed, or if they burn the place up, you get nothing. So you literally have to have security in order to have insurance pay you. It's just one example again of security. I'm going back to the same thing, but number one thing in life is security, no doubt about it. I guess that's where my story ends, about being in rehab in Mexico and being locked up in Sinaloa, Mexico, for my 21st birthday. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna keep this video short, I guess. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Abdul, if you have any questions, because I'm about to bounce, bro. Hey, Boris, how you doing, man? Cool, man. You should go back. Yes, that's true. Sinaloa is quite dangerous, no doubt about it. But all of Mexico is dangerous, not just Sinaloa. It's all of Mexico. Andrew Tate and his fans are coping. Yeah, of course they're coping. What else can they do, man? But what do you mean by his fans? Like, what's up with his fans and stuff? There. What do you mean by coping? How are his fans coping? Like, what are they doing that could be described as coping? Can I? Abdul is asking me, can I explain how do you do the weight training separately? What do you mean by how you do the weight training separately? What do you mean by that exactly? Are you like referring to something I said before in other videos, or are you asking me like a different question completely, like a different question, particularly different question? Specify your question a little bit better so that I can answer it. Okay, you mean Andrew Tate is looking for excuses for losing the fight for his recent loss? I see what you mean. Yes. Um, okay. Yeah, of course they have to. He has to. I mean, what is he gonna do now? How is he gonna sell the next fight when he got his ass kicked like that? And I haven't even seen it yet. I have to see later today the fight. Abdul is asking. I meant keeping martial arts training separately and weight training separately. You explain how to do it. Do you want me to explain one more time? Because I already explained that in another video. Are you asking me to explain again, or because I can if that's what you're asking? Okay, this is what you want to do. Okay, for example, I'm gonna get my watch with this one. So, for example, you see my watch. Let's say you do your weight training, 8 p.m. Right? You rest the entire day. You don't do your martial arts training until between 6 and 8. So try to keep like 12 hours, 8 hours, the most amount of time you can between your kicking, martial arts training, your fight training, and your weight training. Just keep as much time in between one and the other. You can do it the other way around. You can start your martial arts training at 8 and then do your weight training at night. If you really want to get fancy, I'll be training sometimes at 5 in the morning and I wait like weight training, 2 3 hours, right? And then I wait the entire day until nighttime to take my nighttime class at like 8 kickboxing class. So I literally will have like 12, 13, 14, 15 hours in between my martial arts training and my weight training. If you do it this way, you will avoid muscle loss. So you will maintain speed, but you will avoid muscle loss, which is great. Because if you put them together, like if you train martial arts together with weights, like you train your martial arts for an hour, 2 hours, and then right immediately after that you do weights or vice versa, it's fine. You can do that, but then you will lose a lot of muscle. And by that, you want to look at some people like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee used to train like that, and even though he's ripped, he could have had more muscle if he didn't mix these up so closely together. I hope that makes sense, because if you guys see his body, yeah, he's ripped, but you can tell that he somehow looks too skinny, right? Which is fine. But my point is, he could have had more like a Van Damme type of body, just a little bit more muscle. If he situational awareness, guys. If he had separated more time between trainings. Oh, thanks, man. Yes, this is a Tissot watch. Funny story. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I'm gonna actually do a story on this soon. I have a video that I recorded before this happened and after this happened. When I was in Spain, I had some guy in the street try to steal my watch. So what they do in Spain is you're having the watch on, right? And you have this back part here. If they manage to touch this from the inside and pull it, they can snatch your watch. I had no idea that they did this trick. So I was wearing my watch, but you guys can see here, many times I have this strap here. So this guy came up to me and grabbed my hand and tried to open it this way, but he couldn't get both. You have to click both. So if you don't click on both, it won't open. So he was having a hard time opening it because of my hairband. And the guy was really trying to steal my watch. I just didn't realize that he was doing that. I was drunk. I've been drinking. It was 2 years ago. And I was actually making a Bruno Orozco video. You guys know the Bruno Orozco video that I made about him not showing up to his own seminar? I was literally streaming, like making the video like this so people could see my watch. I was holding my hand like that. And the guy seen me. So at some point, I lost the recording stopped because my memory was full. So I had to stop. So when I stopped to look at my phone, I grabbed a cigarette. I was also smoking, so I had a cigarette in my mouth. So the guy walked up to try and light my cigarette. And as soon as he like lit my cigarette, he did this thing where he grabbed my arm with both hands like this, and he put his right leg between my leg here and started asking me in Spanish, "Te gusta fútbol? Te gusta fútbol? Do you like football? Do you like soccer? Do you like soccer?" He kept doing this while trying to take my watch from my wrist. I didn't know what the hell he was doing. The only thing I thought about was like, okay, this guy is this small. So it was a Moroccan, by the way. The guy is this small. He's holding my arm with both hands, one leg here. I didn't realize he was trying to snatch my watch. Most of the time, I have my watch on the other hand, but I switch hands because I have an injury. So I just thought to myself, okay, this guy's not really gonna do anything. He's not a threat. I could see his hands, and then eventually I moved my hand like that, and he let go. So I keep walking, and then at some point I lose my freaking cigarette, and I realized I don't have a stack. I dropped it and I got wet, so I didn't have more cigarettes on me. That was my last one, so I tried to like touch myself like this, thinking, "Fuck, I don't have a cigarette." Next thing you know, the guy walks up with a brand new pack. The same guy walks up with a brand new pack, opens it in front of me, goes like that, takes it out, and like just offers me a cigarette. So I'm thinking, hey, what the hell? I still had no idea he was trying to steal my watch. I take the cigarette, put it in my mouth, and as soon as I light it, he does the same shit again. He grabs my arm, tries to snatch it by pressing here, puts his leg here, and starts saying, "Te gusta fútbol? Te gusta fútbol? Do you like football?" I still don't know what he was trying to do. The only thing is, he was trying to do it so hard that his nail kind of went inside my wound here. I have a wound here, a stab wound, and he kind of scratched my wound. And at the moment he scratched my wound, that shit hurt. And because that hurt, I decided to kick him in the mouth. So he also had a cigarette in his mouth. Like he literally had a cigarette in his mouth. And I remember he's looking at me like that. I mean, cigarette in his mouth, and I kick him. And as soon as I kick him, like the angle was like this. I kicked the cigarette from where it's lit, and that shit crushed in front of his face. And I remember when it connected, I remember he made eye contact with me, like he didn't have time to blink. The burning parts of the cigarettes went all over the place, and he actually at that moment got the watch open. So it was like at the same time that I kicked him, he opened the watch. So when he stuck his nails in my skin, he actually managed to get the watch open. So watch opens up, goes flying, hits the pavement, and just like goes like this, face down, for about, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, and it ends up right near the feet of another Moroccan dude that looks just like him. The dude that kicked just runs, like he just ran. He ran while holding his mouth. I think I must have busted his teeth. And funny enough, because it's a good watch, it's a Tissot watch, a 600 euro watch. The only damage it got is a few scratches here. Like if you see here, there's one scratch, and then here there's one scratch, like a little tiny scratch. I don't know if you guys can see right there. This one, this one, and maybe yeah, that's it, just here and here. And that was just from the watch going like this on the pavement ground, like just a ground just like this one here. So yeah, I was lucky that he didn't snatch the watch, and I guess the guy is lucky I didn't kick him in the throat or something like this. But I almost lost this one while in Spain, and yeah, the scratches are minimal. I don't even mind. It's a reminder that they almost took it, but were not successful taking it. So you know, all goody good. Damn, that ass. This is the city I'm in. It is Enschede. That's the building. Like the highest building here is this one, surprisingly enough. But this is the view I have from this spot right here. I like this little wall thing because when someone passes by here, they can see me, but they can also not see me. So, and I can see who's coming in and everything else. So, you know. Bianca, no, I moved. Did I move? No, I didn't move. I'm still living in the Netherlands. I didn't move yet, Bianca. But thanks for asking. Yeah, you want to keep as much time in between. Again, if your goal is to save to not lose muscle. If not, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, man, I'm fine. Luckily enough. Um, just says Boris says check out Jing Ju Chang Kung Fu Master Taiwan, incredible knowledge. I don't know, bro. I'm not really into kung fu, man. If I hear the words kung fu, I already immediately think bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's recorded pops. I immediately think bullshit. So yeah, the police. It's amazing how often I see the cops pass by here. Because like where I used to live in like South, you hardly ever see a cop car. But if you're here in the city, you see them everywhere. We're actually this area where I live at in Holland, I guess East is like the area with the most lack of police in the entire country. So this is literally the area that has the least amount of cops in all of Holland is here. Yeah. Well, Beto is doing a good job with his YouTube. Is he? Yeah. I'm actually really surprised that he's doing it. I actually suggested for our instructor, to start a YouTube channel. I didn't even think Beto would start one, but the instructor is good. Like she teaches a good class. She explains a lot of it in English. She's charismatic. She's always happy. She's pretty. She has charisma. She could make a really good YouTube channel. And I suggested, hey, make a YouTube channel, but she didn't. She hasn't listened yet. She's too nervous. She's too nervous or something. So yeah, but I actually suggested for her to start one. Drop the phone. I actually suggested for her to start one, but funny enough, Beetle is the one that started it. I really wasn't expecting that, you know. I didn't even suggest for him to start a channel. He did it all on his own. When he told me, "Oh, I'm starting a channel," this blah blah, I'm like, "Oh, go right ahead. More power to you," you know. If I had known that he was willing to do that, I would have suggested it earlier because I've been training there for like a year now. So I mean, yeah, I'm not saying I didn't like. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying that if you watch his body, you will notice two things. His head is big in proportion to his body. That's one. Two, he hardly has any leg muscles. Watch Bruce Lee again. Watch Into the Dragon. Watch his legs and watch the proportion of the head with body. I mean, it's fine. He looks good. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like if I had to choose between looking like that or having a more body like Van Damme, I would choose more of a body like Van Damme. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying Van Damme has a better body, in my opinion. Like look wise. As far as look wise, Van Damme has a better body. Yeah, eight pack or six pack has everything to do with your genetics, man. It's not like some people will be like looking at videos on how to get an eight pack. You can't. Like me, for example, my muscles are big, right? My ab muscles. I got one, two, three. Like I only have three. I cannot get an eight pack because I only have six. Some people have four, some people have eight. So you cannot get an eight pack if you don't have an eight pack already under your fat or under your muscles here. So the fact that he had an eight pack, it doesn't mean anything as far as like that he trained harder or stronger. It just means you're genetically gifted, like the splits. If you can do the splits, it's because your hips are genetically gifted. You can move in that direction on top of the stretching. But if you don't have the genetics in your hips to do the splits, you will never be able to do the splits. It's the same stuff. A lot of people don't like listening to this or hearing this type of stuff, but it's just the truth. People hate hearing the truth. They want to think that if they train hard, everyone can achieve something. But the reality is genetics, talent play a factor in how good you are at something. It always has. It always will. Border says YouTube channels are not easy. You need consistency. Yeah, you need consistency. You need to work hard. You need to look at what's trending. You need to adapt to the new things each year, each 6 months, whenever YouTube changes the algorithm or whatever else. Not so. No, it's definitely not easy, and it's not for everybody. Most people give up. Most people never make it on YouTube. Most people never make to 1,000 subscribers. That's like 95% of people that start a YouTube channel never make it because people don't have the patience. They just want to be famous without having anything to offer to be famous for or famous about, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. All that shit's easy. YouTube is the hard part. YouTube is where all the good money is in the long formats, and that's where everybody wants to be. If you're not on YouTube, you're not a real influencer. Period. That's my opinion. Abdul is asking if the instructor starts her own channel, I would follow her. Yeah, no shit. She should have started it already, but she's too shy, man. She's camera shy. She doesn't even want to be on camera when I'm live streaming or when Beetle is live streaming. So I don't think that's gonna happen. Some people are just camera shy. It's just not for them. You know. I did my first commercial when I was 4 or 5 years old, so I'm used to being in front of the camera. I really don't care. It's no biggie for me. Oh. Abdul says, I hate. Wait a minute. Andrew Tate said, when did Andrew Tate mock taekwondo? Please send me that link so so I can react to it. If there's a link to that, send it to me so I can react to it, man. That would be really nice if I could react to that link. But don't send it here. Send it in the normal comment, not in the live chat. Send it in the regular chat or post it on my community or something. Mm, interesting. Okay. Any more comments, guys? Any more questions? Let me know. Yeah, I know, but can you send me a link of a video where you said this, or I'll just look it up myself. But I definitely have to react to it. I got a lot of work to do today as far as reacting to videos, reacting to fights, Andrew Tate, the Jake Paul fight, and everything. I still have to look at all that stuff, guys. I just had a busy weekend, with the Christmas and family and all that. I've been busy, so I haven't been able to really catch up on those videos that I still need to make, as far as the editing videos that I need to make. But I'm gonna get to all of that today. Really, I love the spot. I really love the spot. It's all about situational awareness, guys. Rule number one of self-defense: situational awareness. Look, corner of the Starbucks. You want to catch the corners where no one's next to you, where you can see everything. See, like this trash can helps me not being seen. That little sticker helps them not see my face. This little wall helps them not see me from many angles. So I'm not hidden here, but at the same time, I can see everything. Like if I lean forward like that and look up, I can see who's driving here. I can see who's coming in and out. I can see in that direction. See, I can see everything if I just move around a little bit. But at the same time, it is also easy for me to just move and not have other people see me, which I just like that kind of privacy. Also, I'm not catching anybody behind me that's here, because you're not allowed to record other people in Holland. It's not like America, where in America you can record what your eyes can see on the street. In Holland, you cannot record people that don't want to be recorded. So you got to be careful when you record here in Holland. You can't just record people on the street. Keep that in mind if you're coming here and are gonna like record or make videos, or you're gonna make YouTube videos in Holland. Make sure you don't record people that don't want to be recorded, because they will give you problems, and they will be rude about it too. Oh yeah, Dutch climate sucks, dude. It sucks. This is not the reason to come here unless you're coming in the summer. Oh yeah, the weather is not a reason to move out here, bro. For sure. Sandy beaches is where you want to be. AJ will be respected in Dagestan. Yeah, but who wants to live there, bro? I don't want to live in Dagestan. That's worse than Holland, right? I mean, what would I want to live out there? Yeah, this weather is depressing. Thanks for reminding me. Really though. Yeah. Abdul says Mike Israel is bummed for you. I scared of you. I think. How do you know he's seen my video? Mike Israel is afraid of you. I think he saw your video. How are you so sure he saw my video? Can you please elaborate on that? Did he say anything? Did he respond? Did he say anything in the comments? Please elaborate on that, because this is interesting. In fact, I got to screenshot this comment, make a video on it. there. Okay, so Abdul said that Mike Israel probably saw my videos on him. I asked him why, and he says because he doesn't talk about martial arts anymore. Interesting. I should get back on that Mike Israel challenge soon. Ugh. To have another coffee or not to have another coffee? I think I'm gonna go with not to have another coffee. She's asking me if I've seen the video where Jake Paul gets knocked out. I did see the knockout part only. That's the only thing that sucks. A friend of mine showed it to me on the street. That's the only thing I saw. For the rest, I haven't really seen anything. I haven't seen the Jake Paul knockout. I haven't seen the Andrew Tate knockout. I haven't seen the fight. I haven't seen the Cope video. I haven't seen any of it yet. So I still have to do videos on that, guys. See you later, Boris. Take care, man. Yeah, like Dorian Yates says, a bag of crap that gets bigger is still a bag of crap when he was talking about Michael Hotel. I totally agree with that. No doubt. Totally agree. Yeah. And I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Oh, you saw his channel. Make sure if you guys go there, tell him that I sent you. All right. Yeah, he's cool, man. He's definitely cool. Randy Panda's cool. He does all those gaming streams in Spanish. Yeah, true. I'm gonna end the stream, guys. I really gotta go to the restroom, and Starbucks doesn't have a working bathroom right now, so I gotta go elsewhere before I pee my pants. This sucks. But yeah. So the next video, guys, I'm gonna bounce. All right. Catch you later.